He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is not even a review. It's more of a recap of Till Death Do Us Part. It was a movie. I think it actually was in movie theaters, but it came on BT yesterday, and so I watched it. Now, I remember seeing the previews, because I remember saying, oh, Dre is in it. Oh, the guy from Being Mary Jane who married the white girl whose sperm she took is in it. Little cute little fella. He also had a little role on Girlfriends or whatever. Look cute. I can't think of what his real name is. Tay Diggs was in it. I remember hearing about the movie. Did not go see it in the movie theater. And now I realize why. The movie is completely a remake of the Julia Roberts movie Sleep with the Enemy. It was that movie completely. And I'm all here for a remake. I'm all here for people, redo movies or whatever. But I mean, I just don't think it was needed. I remember when Jennifer Lopez did that movie Enough, which kind of sort of reminded me of the whole sequel in the movie. And it was another movie that somebody had did that was kind of like that movie too. And I'm like, I just wasn't really here for it. Malik Yoba also had a cameo. Well, not a cameo, but he was also in the movie. And don't get me wrong, the acting was good. I get the whole thing. But I hate when they try to redo a movie and add other stuff into it as if it ain't the same goddamn movie. The only difference in this movie between this one and Sleep with the Enemy is the wife, whose name is Madison, wanted a baby. And her husband, Michael, didn't want a baby. They were happy. They had this whole beautiful life and marriage and stuff together. And my nose is running. Yes, I keep baby wipes sitting right next to me because what y'all might not know is before I do my videos, if I don't feel like combing my hair, I get a baby wipe and I comb my hair with a baby wipe because I just throw some water in my hair and it, it's fine. Anywho. But yeah, that's the only difference in the movie was that, in this movie, they were a happy couple. He convinced her to quit her job to be a full-time housewife or a wife. And she wanted a kid, and he kept on saying, oh, it happened, whatever it happened. But in real life, he didn't want kids. And then she found out that he was taking testosterone, which was preventing her from getting pregnant. And she was pissed off. And when she figured out that he was taking testosterone, which prevented her from getting pregnant, she got pissed off and she went off of him. And then he went from this nice, loving husband. Now he's a full-on abuser. You know what I'm saying? He's slapping her in the face, telling her to respect him, and she won't talk to him like that. I'm like, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. And I was just like, the whole movie I kept on saying, this is Sleeping with the Enemy. Like, it's completely sleeping with the goddamn enemy. So, we see that whole thing of now he's an abuser. Now he beating her every time he got a chance to. He's just beating her. He loved for her to wear red and no other color. She want a black piano. He want a white piano. He don't want her to work. She's sneaking behind his back and she working. Instead of her meeting a guy on the beach who was their neighbor, who she was being friendly with, she was at his work function and one of his co-workers was too friendly, and then he beating her ass. I'm like, he just beating her like nothing. And she went from this strong, I can't believe you lied to me. You're not my husband. So she's cussing him out when she figured out that he was taking his testosterone, and then he slapped her. And she went to this quiet, demure, I ain't gonna say shit, I'll be the quiet, beaten wife because it is what it is. And I was just like, oh, okay. And they stayed together. They stayed together, but Julie probably stayed with her abusive ass husband. So I guess Madison stayed with her abusive ass husband too. And then she finds out she's pregnant. Now, I'm confused because I don't understand why women who get abused want to have a baby with the goddamn abuser. Like, if he's this bad to you, how do you know he's not going to be this bad? My cell phone battery is always something. If he's beating you, I wouldn't want to bring a child into a relationship where the man beating me. If you're going to beat me and I'm going to stay, that's fine. Beat me and let me stay. I'm not going to let you beat me, and I'm not going to bring a child into the situation that you can potentially beat them too. But, you know, she's happy because she's pregnant. She tells her best friend Chelsea she's pregnant. And, you know, Chelsea's like, okay, girl, you know, if you like it, I love it. You know, I'm pretty sure Michael will be happy too, because of course her best friend don't know she being beaten. And now was something else that was different in this movie. In the other movie, Julia Roberts' character didn't have any friends. So she pregnant, and it's like 4 months later, and she's working at the hospital and stuff. She's sneaking now. She's sneaking working. You don't know she's working, and she's at the hospital with a busted lip. And that's when her friend Chelsea found out she's being abused. And she like, why wouldn't you go to the police? You know, any man who will beat you when you're pregnant is crazy. You think? And I'm like, so you pregnant? He beating you when you're pregnant. Your best friend know he beating you when you're pregnant. Y'all done killed his ass yet? Like, let Karla tell me he beating me and I'm pregnant. Well, he has to die, honey. And because my thing is, they're adult, they're grown women. I think it's different when you're younger and you're in situations, and sometimes people can't help you because they're just too young to know what the proper things to do. 36-year-old Jay Lee? Come on now, ain't gonna happen. 36-year-old Jay Lee? I'm on my way. I'm lock loaded on the way. He either finna get his ass whooped or he finna get arrested. It's one of the two, because I can't allow my friend to be in an abusive relationship. So he beating her the whole pregnancy. I mean, the whole pregnancy, he beating her ass. He just beating her. You know, he's staying mad at her. She's still taking it. She's making excuse like, oh, I don't know. He keeps saying he won't beat me anymore. But he keep beating you. You know, it's a scene when they're like in the car going home, and she's like, why do you keep doing this? Like, what did I do? He's like, you're always nagging me. What did I do? I'm like, because you making fun of her for getting pissed at you for beating her. It was completely sleeping with the enemy. Except they just showed more scenes of her being abused. They made it worse because they showed him being this mean asshole and overbearing husband to her, and the whole, you know, I make the money, I support the household, I protect you. You don't protect me, you beating me, bruh. And, you know, in the car they're arguing or whatever, and she's like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm gonna call me an Uber. And she got the car. He like, you ain't going nowhere. Don't you threaten to leave me. Don't you, that's not smart. So you gonna kill me if I leave you too, bruh? It was just, you know, a whole bunch of that. You know, he made her get back in the car. They still together. And then he keep beating her. She's like, you know what, Michael, I'm going to the store. He don't even look up when she talking. And I'm like, girl, that's your chance to leave. Go ahead on and get up out the house. So she's like, you're not going to talk to me anymore? You're not even going to look at me? And she's like, fine. I'm going to stay with Chelsea. This fool got up off the couch and literally walked across the furniture like a crazy person. And when he did it, I was looking like, he's a crazy person. He could have easily walked on the ground. This fool, like, walked over the coffee table on top of the couch. I'm like, crazy man, what is you doing? You cute, but you crazy as fuck. You know, don't you do that. Don't you threaten to leave me. I told you, you know, I can't live without you. You won't live without me. When someone finally tells you that they can't live without you, and you ain't gonna live without them, that's your signal. I'm sorry, y'all, my nose is running. You know, that's your signal to kill them. Just go ahead and kill them dead. You know, or you know what? Get into a fight. Fine. Get into a fight, you know, make him beat you up a little bit and then kill him. So that way, when he's dead, you can claim self-defense. You know, if someone threatens you, you can't kill him off right, because that's murder. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to say that I was defending myself in order for it to be self-defense. So, of course, they get to tussling. He, you know, choking her by the neck, grabbing her by the hair. She ends up being able to get away because she hits him over the head or whatever. So she runs out the house, runs to a car she's driving off. We then see she gets into a car accident. At the hospital, we see, she didn't make it. Her friend is there, a doctor's there. Michael's been told she didn't make it, that she died, and he's also distraught. I'm like, oh, now you sad because she dead, but you want to say when you was beating her ass when she was pregnant. Go ahead and know what your game's, Michael. So we see she's cremated because we see him spread her ashes, all over, all over. He spread her ashes like over the water or whatever. And what is this? Yeah, so I had notes for it, but as y'all said, I kept talking. So, okay, but as we know, her ass ain't dead. How do I know she wasn't dead? Because this movie is Sleeping with the Enemy, and we know that she faked her death. They just changed the way she faked her death. So, on Sleeping with the Enemy, she faked her death by pretending to drown. Her body was lost at sea, whereas in this thing, she pretended to get into a car accident, and because she worked at the hospital, her best friend worked at the hospital, they then hired a fake doctor to come say she died, and that's how he did it. And because he was so distraught and didn't want to see her body, he only saw the body from a distance, and he let her best friend do everything else because he thought she was dead. So it was what it was, but she really wasn't dead. She's in a whole new town, a whole new person. She's still pregnant. She works at a diner. Her name is Kate. Was it Kate? Yeah, Kate Smith. She worked at a diner. Drea is her coworker. Drea had 2 scenes in here. I'm like, oh, okay, I like Drea. Drea's my boo. But, she didn't have many scenes. And she's bought a house. Her best friend comes to visit her every once in a while. Her best friend was the beneficiary of her, life insurance. So her best friend, sends her money from the policy, gives her, stacks and stacks of cash because that's where she got it from. And, yeah. Tay Diggs is her neighbor. Now, we all know in Sleep with the Enemy, it was a neighbor who liked her, who was, stealing apples off her apple tree. And this, he was stealing lemons from her lemon tree to make lemon meringue pie. I'm like, this shit was an exact replica. The only difference is she's pregnant and she wants a baby, and she's on the run with a baby. So, that was really it. And then everything else goes the same way Sleeping with the Enemy went. The best friend kept coming back and forth visiting her. We do see how he finds out that she's kind of alive, or thinks she's alive, because her old job calls and says, hey, we're wondering when she's going to come pick up her last check. He's like, my wife didn't work. They're like, yeah, she did. She worked every Tuesday and Thursday from in the morning. He like, no, she didn't work. She would go run for Tuesday and Thursdays. Well, clearly she was lying, sir. Clearly. He's like, and this is crazy because my wife died. She died in your hospital. You would think y'all have a record of that. And then she was like, wait, what? Let me look it up. So she's looking it up or whatever. Oh, yeah, I do see her checked in, on this and this a day. But it showed that she checked out 2 hours later. I don't see anything in here for a time of death. Well, then makes him think, oh my God, her ass is alive. And from there, he goes on a whole path to figuring out she's not dead. He kind of kidnapped the best friend. He finds out where she is eventually or whatever. We see she has the baby. Her and Tay Diggs' character, of course, they get close and they date, and he like her and she like him. Sleeping with the Enemy, okay? Sleeping with the Enemy. Tay Diggs' character was different because he was a teacher at an elementary school, not a college, and he had a daughter who the wife died in childbirth. That was a little bit different. Other than that, that was really it. And Sleeping with the Enemy, how the thing that was the OCD part of the husband, he always liked all the cans to be faced a certain way. In this movie, her husband always let the toilet seat up, and it drove her crazy. So she would always see, oh my God, the toilet seat is up, and then she away from him and the toilet seat down. Tay Diggs leave the toilet seat down, so she's oh so happy. He come and he find her. She didn't have the baby. He didn't see her kissing the dude or whatever. It was goddamn Sleeping with the Enemy. And I'm not saying it's a bad movie. If you ain't got nothing else to do and, you want to watch it, you should watch it. It was entertaining, but for me, I kept saying, the only thing I kept wondering, is the baby gonna die? Or, is he gonna kill the baby? I kept thinking, would that be the only weird part of the end of the movie? No, it wasn't. Because he went there and found her, told her, you're gonna die without me. I'm the only one here that can be with you. The whole Tay Diggs come to the door. I thought he was coming over for dinner. No, I'm fine. I'm not coming over. Then she closed the door, and of course he busts in. It was a complete replica of Sleeping with the Enemy. And, you know, I'm torn because it was a good movie, but I just wish it was advertised as a remake of that movie. I feel like you making people who wasn't old enough to know the movie think, oh, this is a whole new movie. No, it's not. It's not at all. And the little changes was cool. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, by all means watch it. The way that he was crazy was a completely different crazy than See What the Enemy it really was. It was a really good crazy, like, I don't like you crazy, but also an unbelievable crazy, only because of how different he was in the beginning. But I guess it's how they want to show how men who have no signs of being this crazy, abusive man can turn into one, and how a woman who you don't think would stick around for it stuck around, and not only did she stick around, she got pregnant by him, which I still think is dumb. I do. I think that was stupid. But anyway, you know, she had the baby. He didn't kill the baby. The best friend didn't die. He beat her up a little bit. I think he like hit her over the head or whatever, but she didn't die either. And, you know, Madison killed her husband. And even when he was saying, you know, if I can't have you, no one can have you. And she said, you know what? Fine. And then she shoots and she kills him, and he's dead. And her and Tay Diggs and her baby, who she named Peace, is sitting in the ambulance, and, you know, we know he dead. But I'm like, but now she faked her whole death. So won't she get caught for, like, death fraud? Was it insurance, life insurance fraud? She gonna go to jail. Was it worth it? You know, just, okay. Anywho, you know, if you haven't seen it, it's on BET. You know, it is what it is. It was a good movie, but I'm like, this is a complete goddamn See What the Enemy. And then Drea's character, he came to the diner, like, I'm looking for Madison. She's like, we don't have no Madison Network here. And he's like, oh, well, this is her picture of my brother. Oh, that's Kate. Drea. Bitch, if someone come in and say, I'm looking for Madison, and they show you a picture, and you know that ain't her name ain't Madison, her name is Kate, you still supposed to say, I don't know her. You don't just tell them who the real person is. You don't do that. I'm like, I don't know her. Who? Nope, I don't know her, sir. Sorry, bye. But yeah. Anywho, that was my review, my recap of the whole movie or whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I am Jay Lee. This is Janie's Corner. Peace.